making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing great, Jay. You know, I'm feeling really good today, actually, because I just finished my morning coffee.
Coffee first, English second, right?
Exactly. And speaking of finished, that's actually a perfect way to start today's topic.
Oh, really? What are we talking about today?
Today, we're diving into the present perfect tense.
Present perfect? Isn't that the tense that confuses, everyone?
Yes, honestly, Jay, it confuses so many learners. But don't worry, by the end of this episode, it's going to feel super simple.
I really hope so, because I've heard about this tense 100 times and I still get confused.
Wait, before we jump in, Jay, can you do something for me real quick?
Sure, what's up?
If this podcast is helping you improve your English, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like and turn on the notification bell. It really helps us keep making these daily episodes for you.
Yes, we make a new episode every single day, so don't miss out.
Okay, now let's get into it. Jay, tell me, have you ever eaten sushi?
Yes, I have eaten sushi many times.
Perfect. You just used the present perfect tense without even noticing.
Wait, what? I did?
Yes, I have eaten sushi. That's it. That's present perfect.
Huh, it didn't feel scary at all.
Exactly. That's the secret, Jay. This tense isn't scary. It's actually one of the most useful tenses in English.
Okay, so what exactly is it used for, in simple words?
Great question. The present perfect tense connects the past to the present. It talks about something that happened before now, but it still matters right now.
Connects past to present. Can you explain that more?
Sure. Think about it like this. Imagine your life is a movie, and right now you're watching the now scene. But sometimes the movie shows you flashbacks that still affect the story today.
Oh, like a flashback that explains why something is happening now.
Exactly. For example, I have lost my keys. That happened in the past, but right now, in this moment, I still don't have my keys.
Ah, I get it. So the action happened before, but the result is still here today.
Yes, you got it perfectly.
Okay, so how do we actually build this tense, grammar-wise?
Simple formula. Subject plus have or has plus the past participle of the verb.
Past participle. You mean like the changed form of the verb?
Exactly. Like eat becomes eaten, go becomes gone, and see becomes seen.
Okay, so it's like I have gone, she has seen, they have eaten?
Yes, perfect examples.
Wait, why do we use has sometimes and have other times?
Good catch. We use has with he, she, and it, and we use have with I, you, we, and they.
Got it. So he has finished his homework and I have finished my homework.
Yes, you're picking this up so fast today.
I'm feeling confident already.
Good, because here comes the interesting part.
Wait, here's the interesting part? Now I'm curious.
Yes, present perfect has different uses, and once you understand them, everything clicks.
Okay, tell me.
First use, life experience. We use it to talk about things we have done at some point in our life, but we don't say exactly when.
Like, I have traveled to Japan?
Exactly. We don't say, I traveled to Japan in 2019. We just say, I have traveled to Japan, because we're talking about the experience, not the exact time.
Oh, that makes sense. So it's like a general life experience, not a specific moment.
Yes, you nailed it.
Okay, what's the second use?
Second use, something that started in the past and is still continuing now.
You mean like something that hasn't stopped yet?
Exactly. For example, I have lived in this city for 10 years. That means I started living here 10 years ago, and I'm still living here now.
Oh, so the action is still happening even in this moment.
Yes, that's the beauty of present perfect. It connects that long line from the past all the way to today.
Wow, okay. What's the third use?
Third use, a recent action that affects the present moment.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I have just finished cooking. That means I finished cooking a few minutes ago, and right now the food is ready.
Oh, so it's like something just happened and now it's affecting this exact moment?
Exactly, Jay. You're really understanding this well today.
I feel like a grammar expert already.
Don't get too confident yet. There's more.
Wait, here we go again. What else?
We also use present perfect with specific signal words. These words help us know when to use this tense.
Ooh, like what words?
Words like already, yet, just, ever, never, since, and for.
Whoa, that's a lot of words. Can we go through them?
Of course. Let's start with already. We use it when something happened sooner than expected.
Like, I have already eaten breakfast?
Exactly. It shows the action is complete, maybe even earlier than expected.
Okay. What about yet?
Yet is used in negative sentences or questions, usually about something we expect to happen soon.
Like, I haven't finished my homework yet.
Perfect example. It shows the action hasn't happened, but we expect it to happen soon.
Oh, nice. This is actually clicking. What about just?
Just means something happened a very short time ago.
Like, I have just woken up?
Exactly. Great example.
Okay, what about ever and never?
We use ever in questions like, have you ever tried Thai food? And never means at no time in your life, like, I have never tried Thai food.
Oh, I use never all the time, actually. Like, I have never seen snow.
That's a perfect example, especially if you live somewhere warm.
True. Okay, what about since and for? I always mix these two up.
Don't worry, everyone does at first. For is used with a duration, like for 5 years, for 2 hours, for a long time.
Okay, and since?
Since is used with a starting point, like since 2015, since Monday, since I was a kid.
Oh, so for is about how long, and since is about when it started.
Exactly. You explained it better than some textbooks, honestly.
Thanks, May. Okay, wait, I have a question. What's the difference between present perfect and simple past? Because sometimes I feel like they're the same thing.
Oh, this is where things change a little bit. This is a really important difference.
Okay, tell me.
Simple past is used for actions that are completely finished, and usually we mention a specific time. Present perfect is used when the specific time isn't important, or the action still connects to now.
Can you give me an example?
Sure, I watched a movie last night. That's simple past, because we mentioned the exact time, last night, and it's completely finished.
Okay, and present perfect?
I have watched that movie. No specific time. We're just talking about the experience.
Oh, so if I say a specific time, I should use simple past.
Exactly. That's the golden rule. If there's a specific time word like yesterday, last week, in 2020, always use simple past.
Wow, that actually clears up so much confusion for me.
I'm really glad, Jay. A lot of learners struggle with this exact point.
Okay, let's imagine a scenario. Can you help me practice?
Of course. Let's imagine you're talking to a friend and they ask you, have you traveled anywhere new this year?
Oh, okay. Yes, I have traveled to Thailand this year.
Perfect. See, you're using it naturally already.
I really am.
Let's try another one. Imagine your friend asks, "Have you finished your project yet?"
No, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm almost done.
Excellent. You used yet and haven't perfectly.
I feel unstoppable now.
That's the spirit. Now let's talk about negative sentences and questions quickly so you understand the full picture.
Okay, let's do it.
For negative sentences, we just add not after have or has, like I have not seen that movie, or short form, I haven't seen that movie.
And for questions?
We move have or has to the beginning, like have you seen that movie? Or has she finished her homework?
Oh, that's actually pretty simple once you see the pattern.
Yes, once you see the pattern, it becomes automatic. That's the goal.
You know, May, I think the reason this tense confused me before is because in my language, we don't really have this concept.
That's very common, actually. Many languages don't separate finished action with a time and action connected to now. English does, and that's what makes this tense special.
Oh, that actually explains a lot.
Yes, and once your brain gets used to this idea, connecting past and present, you'll start using it naturally, just like you did today.
You're right. I already used it like 5 times without even thinking.
Exactly. That's real learning, Jay. Not memorizing rules, but using language naturally.
Okay, wait, one more question. What about irregular verbs? Because past participles are sometimes so random.
Yes, that's true. Verbs like go become gone, see becomes seen, eat becomes eaten, write becomes written. These are irregular, so you have to remember them naturally through practice.
You mean like just repeating them in real conversations?
Exactly. The more you use them in real sentences, the more natural they become. Don't try to memorize a giant list, use them in real life.
That actually makes learning less stressful.
Yes, language learning should feel light, not heavy.
I love that mindset.
You know, Jay, before we recap, let's talk about a few common mistakes learners make with this tense. This might really help our listeners.
Ooh, yes, please. I think I've made some of these mistakes myself.
Yes. Okay, mistake number 1. Many learners mix present perfect with a specific past time, like saying, I have seen him yesterday.
Wait, isn't that wrong because yesterday is a specific time?
Exactly. You caught it immediately. The correct sentence should be, I saw him yesterday, using simple past.
Oh, I think I've actually made that mistake before.
Don't worry, it's very common. Mistake number 2 is forgetting the past participle and using the base verb instead, like saying, I have go there.
You mean like, it should be I have gone there?
Exactly. Small mistake, but it changes the whole sentence.
Got it. What's mistake number 3?
Mistake number 3 is forgetting has with he, she, or it, like saying, she have finished her work.
Oh, it should be she has finished her work, right?
Perfect. You're really understanding these patterns now.
Honestly, hearing these mistakes helps me so much more than just rules.
That's exactly why real examples matter more than memorizing grammar books.
Okay, I feel so much more confident catching my own mistakes now.
That's amazing, Jay. And once you notice mistakes yourself, you're already becoming an advanced learner.
I like the sound of that.
Okay, Jay, let's do a quick recap so our listeners can remember everything easily.
Yes, let's do it.
Present perfect connects the past to the present. We use have or has plus the past participle.
We use it for life experiences, actions that continue until now, and recent actions that affect the present.
And we use signal words like already, yet, just, ever, never, since, and for to help us know when to use it.
And if there's a specific time, we switch to simple past instead.
Perfect summary, Jay.
I feel like I actually understand this now, not just memorized it.
That's exactly the goal, Jay. Understanding beats memorizing every time.
You know, May, I think our listeners are going to feel so much more confident after this episode.
I really hope so. And remember, everyone, don't forget to subscribe, like this episode, and turn on notifications so you never miss our daily episodes.
Yes, we're here every single day helping you build real English confidence.
Now, before we go, I want to ask all of you something.
Ooh, what is it?
Tell us in the comments, what's something interesting you have done in your life? Maybe a place you have visited or something you have never tried before.
Yes, we really want to know. Share it with us in the comments below.
We love reading your comments, and it helps us understand what topics to cover next.
So don't be shy. Practice your English right there in the comments section.
All right, English learners, that's it for today's episode on the present perfect tense.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
We'll see you tomorrow for another episode right here on Speak English with Jay and May.
Keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep building your English confidence.
Bye for now, everyone.
Bye-bye.